something a bit different. I'll do snack review now. I personally love pork scratchings. Can't get enough of them. Always find that after a beer, especially a particularly strong beer, you need something to kind of, one, soak that beer up, and also two, it's going to pull you back in for a bit more beer because it's salty anyway. Everyone loves a nice salty pork scratching. And I contacted a pork scratching supplier in the UK recently because I love their pork scratchings, but I can never get them in my local supermarket, and they kindly sent me a couple of bags, so I'd be rude not to review them on YouTube. And it is the one and only Mr. Porky. And I have to admit, I've gone through quite a few pork scratchings. Every time I see a different bag in the shop, you know, I thought, oh, what's that? You know, but I have to admit, they're kind of like, I think they say they're the UK's favourite pork scratching, and I'd have to agree. For me, they are kind of one of the best, if not the best, because nothing beats them. I'm kind of like, I've had other packets where they've just not been quite right, where you get the packet and there's kind of loads of the powder at the bottom but no actual pork scratching, whereas these guys kind of seem to do it just right. This is a packet of pork crunch, and I've got to admit, I'm normally not a big fan of the pork crunch because it's not quite a pork scratching, it's more of a kind of, well, I'll show you. It's like it's been, I guess they fry it for a lot longer, and it's kind of almost like a quaver, a porky quaver. But I'm going to like them a lot more actually, because there's enough. For me, they're kind of a lot easier to buy. You obviously, with pork scratchings, you've got to make sure that you've got all your own teeth in your head, and you know they can be a bit kind of evil in your teeth unless you kind of, you know, you're careful. But with the pork crunch, they're kind of a lot softer. It's now. It's easy to get through. It's kind of like full of air and air pockets in there, but also still very salty, but really tasty. They are some of the best. What I'll do, because they sent me a couple of different packs, I'll cover all the pork scratchings and stick it in one video, but I'm growing to like the pork crunch. It's I don't know why I was averse to it. I think with true pork crackling you get kind of more porkiness from them, and it's fantastic. I love pork scratchings. They are my thing. So Mr. Porky's is the only pork scratching you should go for because they're the best. You just get, I mean, look at this, look at this. Big old bits like that. Whereas some pork scratching companies you get all little tiny bits and it's just, you know, they just give you the dregs. Mr. Porky's always gives you a good portion. Fantastic pork scratchings. That's the second part of the pork scratching review for the Porkys Pork scratchings, and it's going to be a bit of a taste-off between the Mr. Porky pork crackles and the Mr. Porky prime cut pork scratchings. They're quite a strong beer here. It's probably about I think it's about 11% beer. So I'm craving some Mr. Porky's. Some big old pork scratchings in there. Very good. I've got to admit, I don't think I've ever seen this one actually in the shops. It's very hard to get pork scratchings around my way. I've always seen that one which I've picked up in the little pork scratchings from Mr. Porky's, but this one's quite a rare breed for around there. So they look a little bit darker in the packet than the gold one. Very good scratchings. to be fair, they're both pretty good packet wise from what you get. I'm guessing in this one, I don't know, it's very hard to say actually. There's still some very big juicy bits in the gold packet. Black packet, still some quite good ones. Just trying to differentiate between the prime cut pork scratchings and the pork crackles. To be fair, I think there's some bigger pork scratchings in the gold one, which is, I'm guessing, is the step down from the prime cut. Prime cut to me suggests that there's kind of some better cuts and juicier pork scratchings, but still a good pork scratching, but I think you get more of the pork scratchings where, if you've had pork scratchings before, you bite into it and it's not just kind of pork crackling, but it's still almost got a big bit of pork attached to it, where it's kind of like still had some meat as well as the kind of the fatty bit. It's really kind of quite juicy and really meaty. I think that's what you get more of in that as opposed to that. These are a lot more puffed out, but that's like some mega pork scratchings in there. So they're both pretty good. Obviously, you get a bit more in there. 90 grams, yeah, 90 grams versus 70 grams, but it's the Porkys pork scratching. It's number one for me. Until, you know, is there a better pork scratching out there? I don't know. For me, they're fantastic, and they definitely wash down a beer. Cheers. Oh, that was a juicy one.